Hello there everyone, welcome back. I have a scrapbook layout for you today with the fabulous collection from Close to My Heart. You can see this is a really fun Halloween inspired collection, but there are a lot of papers in here that would work for just about anything in everyday life, but I love this color palette. There is also a coordinating 12 by 12 sticker sheet, and I think that is so cute. The crow's feet, little elixir bottle, and then the cat is adorable. And there is a stamp set. This is the fabulous stamp set. Everything shaded in this blue-green color has a coordinating thin cut, which is super nice because it comes on its own magnetic sheet right in the stamp set, which makes storage really nice. I have 3 photos of my niece looking particularly scary for Halloween. She was practicing with painting her face, and they're just a series of different expressions, and I think those are so fun to document. Now, this video is a collaboration with my friend Melanie, and we are using one of the sketches from Make It From Your Heart Volume 5, and these are the Melon dots, which is the color of the year that go along with the fabulous collection. So we're using this sketch today, and they give you a couple different samples or examples of artwork. I'm going to turn this into a single page layout and put my own spin on it. So let me get this cleared up and we'll jump right in. Now on the one side you saw the color photo examples, and on the other they give you the exact measurements and cutting guide to create that layout. Now I'm going to use this as more of a jumping off point. I'm going to be focusing on this side as my inspiration. Typically, I start my layout on a sheet of plain cardstock, but I thought it'd be fun to use this pattern. Now, this is a busy pattern, but we're going to cover up quite a bit of it. So what I did is for my circle in the inspiration layout, I had Cricut, I cut it on my Cricut, and I just did half a circle. Otherwise, I would have had 2 full circles and then had to have cut it in half. So rather than waste that paper, I decided to just use the slice tool and create half a circle here. And I did make my circle bigger than the inspiration layout. So this is going to be my border piece where my photos go, and I think I'm going to have that right about there. You can see why I only needed half of a circle. So I have my 3 photos, and these 2 are similar, and then this one's a little bit different. So I'm going to put that one in the middle. And you know what? I think I want to mat those on black cardstock. I printed them with the white border, but I think I'm going to double mat them. Let's bring in a piece of black cardstock and see how that looks. Oh yes, that is much better. So I'll go ahead and repeat that on all 3. You know, of course we want the photos to be the focal point of the layout, so this is going to help them stand out even more. I have a little black ink, and I want to finish off the edges of this circle here, and then I will also do that pattern paper behind my photos. These are both new colors to the Close to My Heart color family. This one here is the Seabrook color, which I love. Anything in the mint, glacier, teals, anything like that, I gravitate towards. I really like it. And then of course Melon, the color of the year, is that striped diagonal paper, and I think they really complement each other nicely, especially with the black. Let me get my photos back into place and we can start working on our title and embellishments. On the sketch, you can see they have the title here at the top on both layouts, and then they have a strip of cardstock going down the side of the photos. So I thought that would be a good spot for one of the zip strips or the branding strips, and I thought we could use these little spiders. I know that they have a direction, but spiders can crawl up the wall, right? But what I'm thinking is I'm going to switch it to this side because that draws that color over and has a nice balance. Now, using the sticker sheet, I had a couple title options. There was Halloween Cutie, which totally would have worked, but I like this Beautiful because I would not use that to scrapbook my boys. So I thought I'm going to use the opportunity to document photos of my niece here. And they have it at the top, but I'm going to put the title piece kind of down here, I think. I have several stickers from the same sticker sheet here, and I do like to use my anti-static powder tool to just pat the back. It reduces the tackiness, so now they're more like die cuts and we can move these around the layout. I know I want to create an embellishment cluster up here in the upper right hand corner because that is on a diagonal line from my title where I'm going to add more embellishments and stickers down in this area here. That little tombstone's so cute. It says ghouls just want to have fun. Looking at my background, it is busy. It's okay, it's not bad, but I'm wondering if maybe if we break that up a little bit. So I'm just going to bring in some black cardstock, and I'm kind of thinking that's going to be better. So let me move this here. We'll bring in the black cardstock, and now actually we can save a lot of that paper. This is the other half of the piece I cut my circle from. Let me lift this up and we'll slide it over. Sometimes the slightest little change can make a big difference. It just kind of gives your eye a little break, a little place to rest. I'm matting the title on black cardstock, and I'll pop that up on some 3D dimensional foam. Let me move that up just to give myself a little bit more room for journaling underneath. So now we're going to add some of the stamps. There's this little corner cobweb up top, and I thought that would look really nice framing this little photo up here. This is a brand new stamp set, so to make sure my stamping is successful, I'm going to place this little sheet of foam underneath my layout and then pick this up and season it. There's oils and things like that from the factory, so rub it on your arm or rub it with an eraser, and then you want to stamp it several times. I have archival black and a little piece of scratch paper here, and I'm going to stamp that. You can see that did not come out, and it's still not perfect, so stamp it several times, and each time it takes up the ink a little bit better. And then once it's looking good on your practice paper, you can now stamp on your layout. So we'll go ahead and scoot this down so I can kind of get over the top of it a little bit easier. Let me move these out of the way. And I want to place my photos exactly where I want them so I know where to apply my stamp image. Now, do you see all that ink on the corner of the block? That is a no. We definitely want to wipe that off with our stamp chamois because that is very easy to transfer to your layout. So just be mindful of that. Let me just get a little bit more ink, being careful, check it again, and then slide your photo out of the way, press down, give it a second to soak in, and it should work. Yep, perfect. Now we can slide our photo back into place, and isn't that cute? Now I've cut a large tag shape from black cardstock, and I want to give a little bit more oomph and layering behind my title and embellishments. So I'm sanding this really quick to add a little distressing and just character to those edges. And we're going to slide this behind our photo cluster and behind the title. And then, like I said, this is just going to allow those embellishments to pop more. Never underestimate a simple tag. They just work. They're timeless, they're easy, and I love them. They're like on almost all my layouts in one way or another, maybe just peeking out the top or something, but yeah, they just work. So now I'm bringing in my mini Misty. We're going to stamp this cute little skeleton stamp here. I've got a piece of white daisy and just moving the magnet, making sure that's not going to interfere. So you can see he comes in two pieces and you can do some fun looks. I've got archival black ink, and I'm going to ink that up and stamp them onto the white paper. I want to make sure my little skeleton character here is nice and crisp with sharp lines, so I'm going to ink him up a couple times and stamp that really well. So this next little trick I actually learned from my friend Chelsea, and the first time she showed me on one of her, YouTube videos, I was like, why didn't I ever think of that? Wow. You just color with a black marker around it. Now, when I see most people do this, they die cut it out and then color it, but I've actually found it simpler to color while it's still stamped onto the, piece of cardstock and then die cut it afterwards. So I have sped this up quite a bit, but we're just coloring around the outside, edge of the skeleton, and then of course in his little rib areas, and I colored in his eyes, nose, and mouth. And you just want to make sure you color wide enough that that's going to, fill out all the die cut edges. So we'll line up our dies over the top, and then I'll go ahead and run that through my die cutting machine. Doesn't the black background really make him pop? I just love the way it looks. Sometimes it's better to have a white border, but in this case, definitely the black. Now that looks a little silly. It's not proportioned, so we'll save that for another project. And I'm just going to have the skeleton peeking over the top of the tag. Let me bring these little guys back in here. There are a lot of fun pattern papers in this collection, and I kind of want to implement them onto the layout. So I cut a row of the elixir bottles, and I was thinking maybe this, but it doesn't look quite right. So I'm going to use the other side, and let's try to tuck this behind here. Let me grab my Cricut spatula. This thing is so handy. The new one is not as thin, and I just love this one. So let's slide that up, and you know what? I think that looks good, but let's tear it. I want to try tearing the edges. I think that's going to give it a little texture, and I like my tears kind of straight, so I always am just real slow and careful as I am tearing those edges. This pattern paper is so cute. I just wanted to find some way to sneak it into the layout. I've printed my journaling on white daisy cardstock, and I'm going to use my little trimmer here to cut this out into strips. And I'm just talking about how my niece Melanie was practicing her spooky Halloween makeup for a haunted house she likes to work in every season. They have this haunted house over where she lives. It's kind of a big deal. So it's fun. Her and her friends, they dress up and get to scare people and get paid for it. That sounds like a good deal, right? I'm a big fan of this strip journaling, and I think it looks really interesting when you stagger it back and forth like this. Now, I wanted to finish off my tags, so I dug through my ribbon stash and found this kind of sheer, thick black ribbon, and I thought this would be a good opportunity to use this up. So I'm just going to cut a little piece and then finish that off with some orange twine from, again, my stash. I've had this bundle of twine in every color for I don't even know, so many years. But I'm not so great at tying a bow, so I like to leave myself a lot of room to work with, and then I can kind of just pull those tails and get everything, sized how I want my little bow loops to be. There is a workshop guide for this collection too, so you can check those out over on my website. And there's 2 double-page layouts, a single-page layout, and 12 different treat pockets that are super cute. So, I always enjoy doing my own thing. The design process is part of the fun for me. But if you like to create workshop or layouts from workshops, then that is a great option. There's some super cute layouts in there too, so you definitely want to check those out. These Melon enamel dots do come with the workshop bundles. That's fun. I'm just adding a cluster of 3 to the tag, and I've got 3 on the other side as well. And you know me and my thing for arrows. So these are the black acrylic arrows, and I thought, you know what? I need something down here. Let's try this one instead. Yep, that's the one. I like it. I will have more videos featuring this paper collection coming up soon on my channel, so be sure to click that subscribe button and turn on the bell notification so you don't miss out. If you found today's video helpful, click the like button. That lets YouTube know you enjoyed the content and helps me grow here on the platform. Don't forget to check out Melanie's video. You can catch that. It's listed right in the description box below. And if you're looking for more Halloween inspiration, you can check this one out right here. Catch you next time, guys. Bye.